Hey everyone, welcome back to Isyour6covered, and let's talk seriously for a minute. We talk about the economic collapse, we talk about world chaos, SHTF, getting invaded by another country, the list goes on and on. We talk about bug out locations and possibly storing stuff in a different location if for some reason we needed to bug out. You know, when you talk about all those different acronyms like ATF, CIA, Department of Justice, Homeland Security, and the list goes on and on and on. But for some reason, maybe it's time to step it up a little bit. Maybe it's time to store some stuff hidden somewhere, whether it's in a container that's buried in the ground or in an attic of an old barn in an old cabin, or whatever the case is. Maybe it's time to think about those things. So with that said, let's get started, and I'll show you a way that we can store a firearm and make it pretty much guaranteed that it's going to be just fine for many, many, many years. You'll see people burying stuff. The reason why people bury stuff is because they're worried that someday they're going to take all our guns, right? And they may. Every time you look on Facebook or any of the media websites, you know, there's always something about banning ammunition, banning this, saying that this AR pistol with this stock on here now, or forearm grip, they're saying that this is another thing that is outlawed. You're not allowed to shoulder it. So with all these rules and regulations, a lot of people are worried. They're wondering, what should I do? What should I do with this? You know, we have these chats that you'll see, like Resist the Tyranny does one, David with American Warning, Luke Banner with the Informed State of Mind, and even on my chat channel we talk a little bit about it. But the things are this: with this right here, you can do so much with it. Why not have the ability to say, we are preppers per se, we are survivalists, we are whatever you want to coin the phrase of the day. But let's just say things are getting really bad and we want to start burying stuff, and maybe some of us have, and maybe I have as well, but I'll never tell you. But I'm going to give you guys a few secrets, and you may have seen it on one of my other videos. But here's some of the ways that you can store stuff long term, whether buried or hidden or whatever the case is, and you're not going to have to worry about moisture getting in there. First off, you can buy a nice GI can like this. It's nice and tall. It's 22.5 by 13 this way. So you could basically fit this in here. Okay, if you did it just right, it would fit in here. You can put things like this in there. Okay? If you have old firearms laying around that you don't ever use, maybe that's an option. You're like, I'm never going to shoot that thing in the range. I got a Glock this and a Smith & Wesson that. And you know what? That thing just sits in the safe and I don't ever mess with it. Maybe you go to your buddy, or if you have one, get a food saver, rent one, borrow one, buy one, and start vacuum sealing all your stuff. And I'll show you my ammunition as well. Probably seen it on my other videos. There's one right there. Every once in a while you'll get a bad batch, and you'll know that because it'll bend. So that one will have to be redone. But there you go. It's just an option. Now let's just say, for instance, that you decided that you want to bury something. I can't remember who the guy was on YouTube. I thought it was a really cool idea because it basically would piss off the people looking for stuff. But most of the time they're going to look with a metal detector, unless you have a fresh hole dug there with the sign that says, hey, or maybe a big red X like the pirates used to have. So, but what you can do is, if they're using a metal detector, is you go out and you get a whole bunch of screws and you sprinkle these all over the area. So maybe you bury this, and this is at this height there, it's buried down, and it's 4 feet deep, right? And only you know where it is. And that's the best way to keep it. Or you and your family. And maybe you got a foot of dirt on it. And then there's 4 more inches of topsoil. Well, the best thing to do is just keep throwing these around it. And each time the guy digs and finds something, he's going to keep coming up with this. He's going to come up with a screw, a nut, whatever the case is. And he's just going to get fed up and pissed off because he's basically just walked into a landmine of screws. So hopefully he gets pissed off, starts moving on to some places that aren't beeping as much. And guess what? This is nice and cozy and hidden. So with that said, hopefully this is a good video for you. If you come to the point where you want to start burying some stuff, maybe take a look at this. I would say definitely paint this really well with the rubberized coating. Make sure the seal definitely is up to par. And you should be good for a long, long time. With that said, if you do bury it, make sure you remember where the heck you buried it so you don't have to sit there and dig 1,000 holes. Alright? Take care. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Share it with all your friends. I'd definitely appreciate it. And if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a subscriber. So take care. Have a great day.